What's going on, y'all?
Here.
Back to another week of the Food Joint Podcast with your homie P.
It's your boy Mills, man.
What's going on with you, man?
I can't call out about yourself, man.
Man, listen, another week in the books. Another, good time to be recording.
Yes, sir.
Weather's kind of nice outside a little bit.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, me neither.
Shit, yesterday.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's brick. It's like, come on.
Brick is an understatement.
Like, it's March, man. Like, come on.
Yeah. But, between March and April's funny.
Yeah.
Because it could be kind of nice, and then in April, it'd be shitty.
Yeah. Have we ever gotten snow in April before?
Yeah. Not recently,
okay.
but yeah. So
we definitely got snow in March before, for sure.
Oh, man, plenty of times. But remember that one year for Christmas, it was like 70?
I cooked out that day.
I had shorts on.
I cooked out that day.
I said, I'm taking full advantage of it.
On the flip side, I remember one day I left here. It was probably like 40, 50. I flew down to Atlanta for a little day joint. I came back, white everywhere, snow. Out of nowhere. I was pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck? I just got a vest on.
Yeah. But you was dressed for Atlanta weather, though.
I was dressed for Philly weather, too, though. Because when I left, it was like, it's going to be this tomorrow. It can't going to be that crazy of a change.
Yeah.
And it was.
No, yeah.
And I was freezing.
Yeah, so, that's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, man.
So,
global warming.
Tell me about it. So, per usual, we're going to kick the show off the right way with tails.
Let me kick it off.
All right, go ahead.
So, shout out to Jasmine.
Okay.
She gave me a tails.
Okay.
This is short, but it's hilarious. So, you know how to make wasabi, right? Powder?
No, I do not.
Okay, so there's wasabi powder. All you do is just add water. That's how they make the wasabi.
Really?
Yeah. Real simple. Just add water, make it into a little ball. There you go. There's your wasabi. She was telling me that her uncle was like, this avocado is hot. When I tell you, I was crying in tears crying. I was like, wait, what? She said he thought it was avocado.
Yeah.
He was dying.
Yo.
And took a heaping help.
Yo.
He took a heaping amount.
Oh my God. Yo.
So you know, like
his mouth was on fire.
He probably burnt the nose hairs out of his nose. Oh my God. So shout out to you, Jess. Shout out to you. Thank you.
So
my God.
I got a story like that.
Okay.
But I'm gonna save it for the Patreon though, because it's not for this.
Yeah, Patreon up. So if you want to see what he's talking about, just tune in. Yeah. But yeah, when I tell you she told me that shit, and it was just a regular conversation, and she was like, "Oh wait, I got a tails," and I was like, "All right." She's like, "I got email." I was like, "No, just tell me." So then she told me that, and I was crying on the phone talking to her for like 15 minutes.
Yo. He said, this avocado hot. Yo, oh my God, yo. Yo, that's crazy.
Phew, thanks, Jazz.
Oh, my
starting
goodness.
off with a banger. You know when the tails got us both laughing?
Yo.
You went for a goodie.
Yo, oh my God, yo. I can only imagine, yo. So.
Oh, man, I'm crying right now.
So my tails, of course, takes us back to the spot, and it's called that damn dish machine.
Downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Oh, I hate that machine, bro.
So the dish machine was massive for no reason.
Yeah, what?
So
when I think about all the places I worked since, and the dish machines that I've seen over the years, I'm like, that was a waste of space.
They didn't know what to put in that room.
So they decided to fill it with a dish machine.
But remember, that room was big as shit.
That's the problem. And it had the rotating machine where it would just constantly go around and around and around.
In a circle.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Well, a big ass oval.
It was stupid.
And then remember, over on the other side, that's where all of our push carts and everything went up against that wall.
Right.
Yeah. So the dish machine would constantly, you know what? I'm going to try to get a picture. If it's still there, I'm going to try to get a picture of this machine for y'all. Oh, so y'all can see exactly what we talking about.
You sent, first off, go to the IG. That broke my heart, yo.
Seeing that kitchen like that?
It broke my heart.
Mind you, I didn't even go through the whole kitchen. I just went through the actual kitchen part and like the stuff we talk about. Did you see the one joint where the refrigerator that we kept the bread in, the whole door was gone?
Bro, I was like, I get it. Y'all bought it. It's y'all's. Y'all can do whatever y'all want with it. But
y'all ran that shit down, though.
You know how much hard work it took to maintain that? It's a big ass kitchen, and we maintained it and we loved it. And for them to just, pardon me, for them to just do that, it's kind of like, what the fuck was the point? It turned into a storeroom. Don't just gut it out and just leave garbage everywhere.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, man.
When I walked in that joint, I was like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, it was some bullshit.
And you display, not only that, like, you disrespect the kitchen, you displace so many people as far as jobs is concerned.
They ain't care.
Man.
They had the money, and it was like, we're going to do what we want.
Man.
So.
Fuck them. Word to Big Bird. Fuck them, yeah.
The dish machine would constantly break.
All the time.
And in the beginning, you do your, chain of command. You tell Gene or whoever, tell Floss, hey, listen, somebody need to come look at this joint. Because the chain link would constantly pop. So, engineering and shit, they would come over, and I know they was sick of it, but they wasn't going to replace it.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where I wasn't even going to Floss them no more. I was going straight to engineering, like, yo, can you come look at this joint when you get a chance?
Yeah.
I would watch them do their thing. I said, fuck that, I can fix this shit.
Uh-oh.
So.
It's a good and a bad thing.
You should have saw me back there this one day. The chain pop, I'm putting it back together. You would have thought I was a mechanic.
Yeah. I
had a goddamn Allen wrench for what reason, I don't know. A hammer, never used that, but I had it. Yeah. And I'm like, so they're like, Pat, what you doing? I'm fixing this machine. It broke again. Yeah, but what are you doing? Listen, I got shit to do. I got to run these dishes around. I don't got time to wait.
You're right.
I'm not going and doing all this in that pot sink. I'm doing this machine. I hear you, but what are you doing? I don't know. Exactly. Let's get engineering to come over here in 2 seconds, yo. Came over, did like 3 little things, opened the door, got something out that was stuck down there in the trap that I never would have thought to look for, and it was good to go. But I hated that fucking dish machine because it can either save your day or it can ruin your day. And nobody else came back there. Because nobody else was worried about it. Because it was like, ain't my fucking job.
Yeah, and then you know what the crazy part is? Like, just me being in the business like since then, like seeing different things, they could have got a replace for free.
Okay.
Yo, like, there are places you can call them, they just say, as long as you buy our chemicals, we'll give you a dish machine. And we'll take out your old one.
Well, clearly they didn't care.
Yeah, I mean... And maybe they was locked into whatever deal they had, but it was it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, but that's it. It was just that dish machine was a headache, and like I said, if it's still there, I'm gonna try to get a picture of it so I can put it up on the page. So y'all stay tuned to and listen, it might just be a massive hunk of what, or it might be gone.
Yeah, that's true too.
But if the space is always still going to be there. So
yeah.
So
that hurts my heart.
So that's my tales. So what you eat this week?
You know me. Well, now everybody's about to know this. I only cook when I'm getting paid. So which means I don't be cooking at home. But I cooked last night. Little roasted Brussels, little truffle oil, Parmesan cheese, little lemon zest,
Okay.
rice pilaf, little fried chicken.
All right.
It's just, the things I wanted. I'm just real simple. I almost tempura battered the chicken, but yeah, it was I was like, I gotta clean this up. I don't got a dishwasher right now.
I know.
Oh man, I hate doing dishes. But yeah, so what'd you eat this week?
I didn't eat anything, but
I clearly ate something.
no, nothing worth talking about.
Yeah.
But I posted the short rib pasta.
Oh yeah,
that I did.
Yeah.
So everybody that had some of it
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yo, why you ain't been making this?" And I said, "You really want to know why I ain't been making this? Because it takes too fucking long."
So you had the short ribs ready for something else?
For my saving grace was everything I needed was already made. It was just a matter of just incorporating it together. So we had at the gig we had a half pan of short ribs already cut down, and I'm like, no, but we're not using this, and I'm not going to throw this in the digester and waste it. So I was like, let me take this. We had pasta, blah blah blah.
Real quick, explain what a digester is, because I saw one for the first time the other day.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got.
It is amazing.
It stinks like real bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Real bad. So we have this machine in the kitchen now where not any, because it tells you what you cannot put inside of it.
Thing is like uncooked rice. You can't put inside of it.
Uncooked rice, pineapple tops, the
uncooked pasta,
the husk from like corn,
right?
The corn cob itself, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You can't put food in there that's like too hot. Like it has to cool down a little bit first.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's this huge machine, and you open the lid, and it's these
like teeth, like it's
like
rotating teeth.
Yeah, and it just keeps spinning, and like it has its own water that goes in there, and any waste you have, because we're trying to become zero waste.
Yeah, we got.
And
I'll tell you what we got later, but
you put the food in the machine, and it just rotates, but it has like these little pellets in there, and you put like the enzymes and everything in there to help break down the food, and it just rotates and slowly but surely breaks everything down, and then it mixes them with the water, and then it just goes right out.
Yeah, no, I saw it for the other day.
That shit stinks so bad.
Oh yeah, it's like week-old food, and then it's spinning in that water.
You open that lid, and it just uppercuts you right in your nose.
Oh, you can.
Yo, it's so bad.
Listen, it was where I was at. It was in a closet.
Ooh.
So I was like, they was like, yeah, just put the waste in there. So I'm like, okay. So I open the door. I'm like, what the? It reminded me of the mop room at the spot, the joint down the hill, but worse. I was like, golly, what the fuck is going on here? And then I lifted it up, and I was like, huh. And I got a tough stomach, but I almost threw up. I was like, this is a genius idea, but can you put some lavender in here or something? Like,
the crazy part, you can't, but the thing of it is, they have stuff for that machine that you can put around the machine. Like it's like this UV light that we're going to get, and you put it above where the machine is, and for like the odor or something, it helps mask the smell.
I got you.
So, but the way our dish area is set up, you got the machine, and then you have our actual dish machine right across from it. So I can always open that lid and just use the sprayer, and then just spray inside and get all that stuff from off the side and everything. It helps, because some days you'll walk back there and you will literally think somebody took a shit on the floor. Like, who didn't make it to the bathroom? Like, it smelled like human shit back there one day. Like, oh my God, that shit is so bad. But the upside is we got the machine for free.
Yeah.
Because it came out of somebody else's budget, because another department it's their thing.
I got you.
So it was like, no, we'll pay for it. We just want to put it in here, and it's like, all right, bet.
I'm glad we don't got space for it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, we had space for it. But I immediately, as soon as that joint went live, immediately regretted it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So, but
yeah. So I ain't eating nothing worth talking about, but I made that pasta and I was proud of it. But
yeah, it looked good as hell.
It's definitely. If I would have made the whole thing from scratch, it would have been like a 2-day process. It definitely would have been a labor of love because people don't even realize.
Oh, that's a bar.
A labor of love.
Yeah.
Because
download.
It's like a 2-day process just to make the short ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Pasta, sauce, all that stuff. Yeah, you can do that shit same day. But if you want to make that, you better start. Especially if you're making it in the house, you definitely start the day before.
Or early enough in the morning.
Yeah, but on your day off, what if you gotta work?
Yeah, for sure.
So
what kind of sauce was that?
It was marinara sauce.
Okay.
Homemade John.
I got you.
The fuck tomatoes, San Marzano, all that good shit.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Hey.
Pause. I was like, damn, he put short ribs and pasta together. I'm hungry now. That's why I made what I made.
Okay.
I'm like, man, I need some soul food right now.
Yeah, people was hopping in the DMs like, yo, I need parts, bro. I'm like, well, you gotta come get it. Like, I'm not about to bring this shit to you.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Because it was so much, I had 3 half pans. Mm-hmm. So I left 1 half pan at work and the other 2 half pans I brought at home.
Oh, shit.
We're not going to eat that. I can't eat it by default.
Yeah, so
I was like, I got to get this shit away.
Put the homies on.
Yeah. Only thing is like that's when they start. Yo, when the next time you gonna make it? Never February 31st.
That's what's up. So what you got for the topic this week?
So this week it's kind of interesting because we've all been either on the positive or the negative side of this, and you don't even have to be in this business. You could have just been on date night, taking your family out, whatever the case. Everybody has witnessed this before. So the topic is, how do you deal with angry or disgruntled customers?
I don't.
You don't at all?
I don't because I know me, and that's why I'm a chef and not food and beverage manager or food and beverage director. So
like nobody ever asked you to come out, right? Because I want to talk to the chef.
Yeah, and I'll be like, see, here's the problem, and you know what I'm about to say. Like with chefs, it only takes a 20-second conversation to realize they don't even know what the fuck they talking about.
Yeah,
I had where I'm at, I had a person tell me, yo, the turkey bacon was raw, and I was like, I had to smile and just say, we'll work on that. No, the turkey bacon wasn't raw, idiot. It's already cooked. We're just heating it up. So so I know me. I know I got zero patience, zero, and I know we talked about this with, shout out to Dan. We talked about this with Dan. Like I'm just like, my body language is not good at all. No, it never has been really. I thought I was getting better, and I realized the other day, like, oh, it got worse. I walk around with the I don't got time for this shit energy. So I just don't. Well, a part of that is also you got to look at it like it got worse because of this. Oh, yeah. This business definitely made it. If we never started doing this, it probably still would have been at the level it was before. But because we started doing this and we're in this space, the job itself is in the rear view, and this is what's in front of you. So you look at it like, bide y'all motherfucking time. Oh, I'm about to be out of here, so it's really about to be fuck y'all. That's crazy. That's crazy because I didn't even think about it that way, and I thought you was going somewhere completely different. So where I thought you was going was the career. No. So like I knew because everything it's a time thing. Yeah. So it's just like we don't got time for this. But yeah, when this takes off, my body language is gonna be phenomenal. Yeah. But no, let me think about this. I don't want to say I've seen it happen. I've heard it happen. No, you know what? I was going to save this for a Tales. I had one bad guest experience.
Okay.
And I was going to save it for a Tales, and I was going to save it for a Patreon Tales. But
We'll save it.
No. I got way more. But this will get y'all headed over. Like, once y'all hear this, y'all going to be like, well, what else y'all be saying on the Patreon? Steakhouse. There's a guy, motorized wheelchair, and he would come in 6 minutes before we closed. Every other Friday. It was like clockwork. He would come in with a prostitute.
Wait, what?
You heard me. Come on, every other Friday is a different one.
And he's in a motorized wheelchair.
Yeah, he would tell her, get whatever you want. And then one time he came in, he pulled the stunt, but I was ready. I had his lobster broken, everything. Had it broken down. I knew by then I knew his order. I just didn't know what the woman would order. Okay. So he's like, I need to speak to the chef now. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I come out, he's like, I'm trying to enjoy dinner with my wife. And the fact that you're speeding up the process, it just doesn't make me feel good. Well, sir, we're not speeding up the process. We actually have a timing of how we do things. You order a salad. I embellish a little bit. For us, it was 2 minutes. But I was like, we have 6 minutes to get your salad out, sir. And then we give you another 10 to eat it. Okay. Yeah. So he was like, well, can you slow down? I was like, that's not a problem. You just have to relay that information to your server. And then the woman was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, yeah, I know what this is. You look better than the last one, but you don't gotta apologize for this idiot.
So let me get this straight. Mm-hmm. So every other weekend,
every other Friday.
Yeah, it's the weekend.
Yeah.
So every other weekend, he would get a new prostitute, take her to dinner, and then they would go and do whatever they're going to do. But my question is, he's in a motorized wheelchair.
He could walk. He could walk, but it's like a task for him to walk.
He was big?
Yeah.
Like big?
No, he wasn't big. He was older.
Oh, okay.
So he probably was every bit of like 6'6". Oh, okay. 3 something. Okay. So you can't be carrying that weight all the time. Like, he would park his wheelchair at the door and then just walk to the seat. Okay. So he could walk. He can move around. But yeah. Shout out to that dude. He tipped well.
For real?
Yeah. He would tip the server and then tip the cook. Who cooked my dinner tonight? So it was just that one incident. Okay. Yeah, head over to Patreon.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't wait to finish that story. Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
I got a crazier one. Head over to Patreon. At the food, patreon.com / the Food Joint Podcast.
There we go.
There you go.
Shameless plug, but it's for us. So it's
cool. You know.
Yeah. So
shout out to the Patreons, Rue, Sabrina, Lisa, Jazz.
So far,
yep. If you want to shout out, just slide on over to Patreon.
Yeah, subscribe. And and like they're day ones.
Day ones for sure.
Day ones. So, as soon as that joint went up, they subscribed like immediately.
Yep.
So again, like you alluded to, because we're cooks and we're in the back, we never really have to deal with that. But it was this one situation I'm never going to forget. I'm at the hotel. And
I was at the hotel.
Our sliders, the way they were back then, you would get an order. An order came with 2 sliders. That was it.
Not 3?
It was an appetizer. It was 2 sliders. So
for how much?
I never concerned myself with the price. So, just regular slider, brioche, bun, lettuce, tomato, patty, cheese, bacon.
All right.
And we would use the thick cut applewood smoked bacon.
I got you.
So you get 2 of them boys. Boom, boom. It was this lady. She lived in the luxury, badass townhouses right across the street. When she came in, people would see her coming from a mile away.
Because she was coming on some bullshit.
She was one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And
a complainer?
Not a complainer, but you never knew which version of her you was going to get.
Okay.
So she came in. So here's the thing. Ready? She said, let me get 5 orders of sliders.
Just get 3 burgers.
So then the server was like, okay, so that's 10 sliders. Oh shit, you can count. Like that's what she said.
Man.
So
I hate people like that.
yeah. So the order came back, sliders times 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Make them Jones. My guy, they ended up letting him go. He was one of the search supervisors there at the time. He was a little timid though. So it was like, she said, can I have all of my sliders in the same container?
That doesn't, what kind of containers did y'all have?
We knew you're not getting 10 sliders in the containers that we have.
Okay.
I said, you know what? She can get 2 containers. We can fit 5 sliders in one, 5 in the other. Boom. I can't get them all in the same one. Man, what the fuck difference does it make? So my man, he's out there trying to explain to her. She's cussing his ass out. She's letting him have it. He's like ultra professional. You can tell he's flustered. His face is turning red.
Right.
So I say, you know, I gotta save my guy. I go out there. I said, ma'am, we don't have containers that big. There's nothing back there, because I made your food. There's nothing back there I can put your food in where you can get all 10 of these in the same container. This is why we're giving you 2. You probably don't want to carry 3 or 4, so 2 is the best we can do. Oh, okay. Well, since you put it that way, and my man's looking at it, like, what the fuck? Like, what was I saying? Like, I was saying the same thing. That's his face.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, well, you know what? Thank you for coming out and explaining it to me. I appreciate it. This ain't the third. So it was, you know, a dead issue after that. He comes back in the kitchen. And he's like, man, that fucking bitch. And I'm like, it's cool, bro. Don't worry about it. She was like, no. He's like, no. What? She think she gonna cuss me out because I'm the Jew guy? And the black guy come out and she just gets all timid. I said, whoa, easy now, cowboy.
Whoa.
Easy, cowboy. And I'm like, bro,
You can't do that. Well, sometimes it's warranted, but like,
he was pissed. But I'm like, bro, like, listen, you just gotta take certain shit with a grain of salt.
Right.
Like, y'all know how she is. Y'all deal with her way more often than I ever did. I just tried to save you because, again, she was treating you. So, yes, some customers can be unruly and disrespectful and everything else, but thank God we're in the positions that we're in where us being in the back of the house, we don't have to deal with it as much. But, yeah. Listen, I can't wait for the Patreon joint when you finish telling me the story about the bull. Cause now I'm intrigued.
oh man, yeah. I mean, it's nothing really detailed, but we can get into some details that I know.
All right, well, yeah, when we do that, we're gonna have to get that situated.
Right.
So, Q&A.
Yeah, let's get right into Q&A, man.
All right. So, my question for you is, and it's the craziest. And when I say craziest, I want you, like, I'm being vague. It could be crazy bad, crazy good, crazy unexpected, crazy wild, crazy funny. It doesn't matter. But what's the craziest kitchen incident that you've ever been a part of?
I told you this was a couple weeks back about get the strap. I think it was episode 4.
Oh, the dish machine.
The dish room boy.
Okay.
I think that was the craziest one.
Okay.
But see, I don't know. This might be. I'll give you my personal worst injury in the kitchen, and I have the picture.
Is this the one you already talked about too? When you was cutting the croutons?
Oh no! That was light compared to. That's light. So you know the strainers you can put in pots?
Yeah.
Like you can, it's a basket.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
drop it in. I had yeah, the imprint was in my hand.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't realize how heavy the pot was. I'm right-handed, so which means my left hand naturally is like weaker. So I picked up the pot. I didn't realize how heavy it was. I'm like, it's not that much water in there.
Right.
But I lifted it up and I was like, oh shit. And then instead of just putting it back down,
You tried to grab it?
I tried to grab it with my other hand.
No.
And it was the size of, I'd say like a $50. and I was bitching.
I bet.
I was bitching. I called it for the night. My chef was like, "Go the fuck home." I'm like, "I'm not going away from this sink. I need cold water." I ended up I had one glove with ice in it, wrapped it, and I put a glove on and slid that glove in there. So yeah, that's I gave everybody my craziest kitchen story. Well, I gave y'all a couple of crazy kitchen stories, like the Coke story, the get the strap story, but that's my worst injury.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. I'll post a picture. My hand looked crazy. Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. So, can I ask the same question to you? We can share the same Q&A?
Sure. My craziest kitchen story, jeez, because now I'm really thinking, like, I've been in a lot of kitchens.
Yeah, bro, listen. You're a journeyman of sorts. Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah. It's going to take me some time to think about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you my craziest kitchen story from the nursing home. Because we talk about that place more than anything else.
Yeah.
So my craziest, and it's not going to be an upstairs one. I'm going to try to make it a downstairs one. So.
Damn, all right. Okay.
Because I got mad upstairs crazy stories.
Yeah, but downstairs, I get it I get it, but downstairs it was tamed. Now I don't know what was going on during the day because I was at school, but
no, see, that's the thing. During the day is when all the wild shit would happen.
Okay.
It was tame when you came in because most of the people that worked during the day was leaving.
Yeah.
So my craziest story from then at that time downstairs in the kitchen would have had to have been. Remember when the Treasury Department rolled out the new $5 bills at the time when they had like the big purple 5 on it?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew that they was like a thing. And
it's all over the news.
People don't watch the news, y'all.
Yeah, but it was everywhere. You couldn't avoid that.
Everybody there didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So
the fuck is this?
So, you know our old coworker, the chick that we couldn't stand.
Miss B?
No.
Miss J?
No. Well, first off, you couldn't stand them. I could. We both couldn't stand this one. She was the one that was salty that I was a cashier in the store.
I hated her, yo.
Yeah, she was the worst.
I hated her.
So,
and this is not to cut you off real quick. This is how I look at it, especially back then. I'm every bit of. I started there when I was 15, 16, and I left when I was 19. I left when I was 19. You 50-something years old. Why you hating on a child? You should be teaching the child.
Yeah.
That was the part that I hated. Like why I hated her.
Her thing was, it was a terrible quality. But her thing was, you're in my way. I gotta move you out of my way. But it's like, sis, you should have been in my position 30 years ago. Yeah,
and trying to push this wasn't going to work in that building specifically. You pushing people down to get up would never work in that building.
No, not especially now.
And that was the culture, and that's what I loved about it. The culture was, if we notice that you're trying to step on people to get up the ladder, we're not even acknowledging that.
Yeah, no, for sure. So she was a cashier in the kitchen, in the cafeteria, and I was also a cashier. So there was times when we had to work together, and I see her, and she's looking crazier than she usually looks. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she was like, she hated talking to me. But she was like, yo, you see this? And I was like, what the fuck is that? She was like, $5 bill. I ain't never see it. She was like, yo, I think that motherfucker just gave me a counterfeit. I'm like, so what do you want to do? Nah, fuck that. Where'd she go? Whoa. What are you about to do? Like, you about to, like, rumble this chick? And, hey, ma'am, is this real? And she said, yes. And I'm like, let me see. Easy, smart, hold it up to the light, see the barcode and everything. You see the reflection. Yes, this is real. I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you do that in the first place before you caused this huge scene?
And you got the pen.
We ain't had that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So then for the rest of the day, she is taking she's taking her own money and putting her own money in the register so the register wouldn't be short, and taking $5 bills out the register and putting them in her wallet because they look so nice. She wanted to like exchange them, and then she's like, no, I'm not spending these. I'm gonna keep acting like they're not real. And then that's how I'm going to be able to save more money, by taking these new fives, thinking they're counterfeit, and just not spending them, and then I'm going to have an abundance.
That's pretty genius.
It was.
It's pretty genius.
And I'm looking like, okay, this might have been the first time you actually put me on to something that's, like, worth it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
That's pretty brilliant.
But the fact that she was going to tackle that lady because she thought that the lady gave her a counterfeit, I was no more good, bro.
Yo, listen.
And people want to say that's your craziest story. Listen, it was pretty tame downstairs, and the crazier stories that happen downstairs, again, they'll be on the Patreon. They're not for this. They're not for this. So, you know, when they rolled out those new fives, like it was one of those situations where you had to be there.
Right, no, for sure. Like when the money, my mom was always watching the news or talk radio, right. So I knew the money was coming. It was just like seeing them. So, and plus too, my pop from, he's not from here, so I have like a little safe with money I get from different places I've been. Okay. So seeing color on the money, it was like, oh, this is regular.
Right, got you.
But it was like when the big faces and the color, like the $100 bill now is like the most beautiful piece of currency to me.
Okay.
It's that blue and oh man,
blue hundreds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you want to get in a motivational, man?
Yeah.
And get up out of here?
Yeah.
Let me kick it off.
All right.
So, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm working on it. But what I can say is, and this advice I give to myself now, and this is as of recently.
Okay.
Don't perfect your way out of greatness. Because the extra time you put into trying to be perfect, you could have spent in just being great. So don't perfect your way out of greatness, because you'll never get there. It's imaginary. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So don't perfect your way out of greatness.
I must say, though, over the last couple of weeks, your motivational drawings have been getting better and better.
I'm getting older, man.
Yeah. It's like you're doing your homework.
Yeah, not even doing my homework. I'm just like slowing down and stopping smelling the roses.
Okay. So well, that's the better way of putting it. That's dope. So trying to follow that one up.
Yeah, I mean,
so
don't put it on me.
So my motivational mic drop for the week would be, sometimes you have to lose them in order to find you.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much self-explanatory, but just to delve into it, again, like we always say, and like I've said on numerous episodes, you don't want to be so consumed with things that you lose yourself in the process.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to lose yourself when you are a person that puts the needs of others before your own.
Right.
And I think I alluded to that with like the last 2 weeks or so. But when you find yourself getting lost in the sauce, sometimes you gotta take a step back and you just gotta lose everything else. And then when you do that, finding yourself becomes, it's like night and day. It's like, oh, okay, I should have done this a long time ago.
For sure.
So again, sometimes you gotta lose them in order to find you.
No, yeah, that's true. And it's always like, once you take that step back and look at it outside yourself, that's when you find all the answers.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
It was a goodie, man. It was a good one.
No, it was.
Yeah, for sure.
It was. Sure. So this was one of our more, besides the initial tales, this was one of our more tame episodes. It was kind of like laid back and reserved.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a good thing. You mix it up, spice it up. You feel me? So,
yeah.
That's dope, man. So please, if you would love to be a part of the show, hit us up at thefoodjointpodcast@gmail.com. Go to the Patreon, patreon.com/thefoodjointpodcast. We already got some stuff up there already, some bonus stuff. I'm working on getting the video situation set up. It's taking a little longer than expected, but when I get it up there, like, I'm just going to flood.
Yeah.
So just bear with us for the moment. Rate the podcast, please. That helps out a lot. That helps out a lot. I can't stress that enough. If you listen on Apple, if you listen on Spotify, iHeart, wherever you're listening to, just rate. I don't care what you rate us, just rate us. We've been fortunate enough to just get perfects, but again, we're not going to perfect our way out of greatness. Just rate us, and it is greatly appreciated. So with that being said, man, once again, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, until next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.